Okay, TWS School is a school for autistic children and young adults, and we set this podcast up to provide our pupils with a fantastic opportunity to develop a range of skills whilst interviewing top sportsmen and women from a variety of different sports. Joining us today on the TWS Sports Podcast is a professional footballer. He's a striker for Walsall. Welcome to the podcast, Danny Johnson? Jason?
Johnson. Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah, thank you
Sorry.
very much. Yeah.
It's nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Before we start, we just want to say that throughout this podcast, if you have any questions for us about anything, think about a podcast, or you have a question about autism, then please ask. We'd like to answer your questions too.
Yep.
We'd like to start our podcast with some random questions before we start talking about your career. You ready?
Oh, no pressure.
Don't worry, you can take your time.
Yeah.
Who is the most famous person in your phone book?
Oh, good question. Good question, let me have a think. Probably on the spot there, I can't even think. Who's got to be in there? Probably Nigel Clough.
Okay.
Nigel Clough, Mansfield manager. Obviously son of Brian Clough.
Okay. If you could trade lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why?
If you could.
No, but Mason, be patient. He hasn't answered yet.
Okay.
Good question. Good question. You've got me. I don't know. I'd like to think I wouldn't like to change with anyone. I'm quite happy with what I've got going.
I am waiting.
No, Mason.
Yeah.
If you could have any superpower, what would you have and why?
Oh, invisibility.
Okay.
Invisibility.
What? To escape training?
no comment. Yeah.
That's usually my line.
Go anywhere, can't you? You can't be seen. Yeah, definitely invisibility.
Thank you for answering those questions. Let's chat about your career.
We want to take you back to the beginning and talk about your
Childhood.
What are your memories of growing up? And did you always want to be a footballer?
Yeah, basically as soon as I was born and could start moving, Mum and Dad said I was trying to kick everything, even if it wasn't a football.
Oh, you.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a footballer. Don't think anything was going to get in my way. Childhood memories. Mum and Dad used to take me all the time to training and watch every game. My grandpa, who's just passed away, he would take me. He got me a first season ticket and took me down to watch games of football. So good memories really of football, and obviously going across to the field with your mates and kicking the ball around and having a good kick around was obviously fun when you're younger.
I know how you feel. I lost my grandpa sometime early this year.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
Last time we were here, we were signing. We got a shirt signed for him.
Oh, sorry about that.
But anyways, let's get off the side topic. Otherwise, we're both going to start crying and we'll never get this done. But so I'm going to go off script for a second.
Yeah.
I have to ask, did you ever send a ball through a window?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay, that's good.
Is that something that you've done?
No, luckily. Well, the last person we interviewed mentioned sending a ball through a window and saying that a shed would seem round, but at the end looked more like had a sunroof instead of a roof.
See, I'm a goal scorer, so I know where the target is. So I know not to hit any windows.
I remember breaking a school window when I was at school.
Did you?
Yeah, I wasn't quite as skillful. I was also playing with a stone, which wasn't a good idea.
No, that might be a bit of a problem.
Okay, you started your career at Middlesborough, then I hate you sometimes.
No, it's a
Go on,
different. It's
Hartlepool.
Hartlepool, but sadly got released by the club at a young age. What are your memories of being at that club?
Yeah, it was difficult really. Obviously you grow up like you want to play football, and you try everything to. Middlesbrough was my boyhood club, where I was born, had the season ticket, and was there for one season. I got released, so that was difficult. My best mate got released on the same day as well. We both signed for the club on the same day, and it was difficult really because he didn't go on and play again, unfortunately. But luckily I got a break. Hartlepool came straight in for me a day later, and I decided to go. I could have packed it in at that moment in time, but luckily I didn't, and I went to Hartlepool, and then had a good 6 years there, from under 13s up to under 18s, and then obviously you get released again and you get another knockback in football, and then you start questioning, where do you turn to now?
No, off topic thing.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry about doors flying up their hinges with how hard your teammates slam them?
Not at this moment in time, because I'm not behind the door.
That's you probably about it.
You're behind the door.
Yeah, well, have you ever worried about the door flying breaking?
No, you'll be fine.
Because I'm hearing a lot of slamming back there. I know exactly what happens when you slam a door or mess with a door. It'll break right off its hinges.
Yeah.
And I've done it before, so I should know. Okay. You moved to Spain to play for Real. I just practiced this word.
I've got a difficult few clubs for you to pronounce.
They get harder with this one.
Yeah, Adam keeps doing this to me, and I don't like it.
Oh, you're good. Go on.
Murcia?
Real Murcia.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to move there, and why didn't it work out?
You'll really enjoy this story.
Okay.
It was nothing to do with football, basically. My agent at the time had links with Scandinavia and Eastern Europe. He said, did I want to go to Slovakia? The answer was no. Did I want to go to Denmark? Maybe because I speak English. And then he said, funny enough, do you want to go to Spain next week on trial? There's a club that want to have a look at you. And I was like,
Spain,
holiday. Put two and two together, all paid for. Yeah, why not? Like, if nothing comes of it, then at least I've had 5 days taking in something, different culture, different scenery, different language, different way of life.
Hope you had a stomach for spice.
Oh, no, I struggle with the Spanish food.
So do I, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm very English food. So, that's how the Spain thing came up, and I went out there, scored 5 goals in 2 games in 3-4 days, and ended up with a contract. I don't think my mum and dad wanted me to go, and because I'm a family lad, like I love being around my family. For me that was a big decision. I remember sitting at the table and because they just faxed the contract across, and my mum and dad were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
And you're going, if you keep saying it, I'm gonna start doubting it.
I'm not gonna do it. That was the story behind Spain.
You then moved to Billingham to play non-league football. How did non-league football help you to develop?
Good question. Very good question. So the story behind that one, came back from Spain. I couldn't get a professional club, so I ended up having to go to non-league and play part-time football and try and start again. At first I really did struggle at Billingham because I thought I should be playing higher, it was difficult to adjust to you don't really have a job, so it's difficult to keep yourself going really, but luckily that was an eye-opener at Billingham.
Then you had a really successful period at your... I hate this!
Sorry, it's my clubs.
Guysborough, I think it is.
Okay, Guysborough town. Why were you so successful at the club, and how did they get the best out of you?
The manager there was absolutely fantastic. He had seen a little bit of potential in me whilst I was at Billingham. It didn't work out there, and obviously I had to move on to Guysborough for a fresh start, and I don't know, I think everything in life happens for a reason, and for some reason I rang 2-3 clubs to see if they would take me, and he was the first person that got back to me. Probably paid the least amount of money, but it wasn't about that. It was about going and playing football, and he really did give me a belief that to go and enjoy myself, and then he will get me on the right path. And fair play to him. I still speak to him these days every now and again, because he did a lot for me, and I think struck up a good partnership with the striker there. We got over 100 goals in that season between us. And then things just took off from there, really.
Okay, you then got a big move to Cardiff City with manager Ole Gunnar. I hate this guy's last name. Solskjaer, whatever. How did this move come about, and is that a big move from a non-league to a championship?
Yeah, it was massive, really. There was an instance, I was playing in a derby game at Gisborough, and I knew there was a bit of interest. I knew Middlesborough were interested. They'd come to watch, and then there was 3 or 4 Cardiff scouts lined up along the touchline, and for some reason I made eye contact with the badge and thought, who are they here for? It's a bit unusual to have a Cardiff badge so far away, and I did something really good in that game, and they praised me for it whilst I was playing. So yeah, something just clicked there that I went down to Cardiff on trial, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said to me that he wanted a project, because he told me when he was in Norway that he went from non-league in Norway to playing for Man United within 18 months, and he wanted a project to try and develop me and turn me into a league striker, and then unfortunately he got sacked, so that put an end to that project whilst I was down there.
Mason, you're up.
What was it about Cardiff that made you want to join the club?
They were in the Premier League at the time. They'd just been relegated, and like I said in the previous question, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a massive part. I had the chance to go to Middlesbrough, my boyhood club, but I felt as though the best move for me football-wise was to get away from home, get my head down, and concentrate and play for Cardiff. And unfortunately, that didn't really pan out.
Sadly, it didn't work out at Cardiff. Why was this, and how did you deal with another setback in your career? Sorry if this is a question to ask.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. That's what makes a good interview, really. Yeah, that was another. So being released from Middlesbrough, being released from Hartlepool, struggled in Spain, difficult at Billingham, and then you go to Cardiff, and once again you get released. So probably my parents were the best thing that kept me going. My family, my brother, they were brilliant, and they, growing up, drilled into me that no matter how many times you get back up, you get knocked down, that you get back up, and that you keep going. Like yourselves, you probably have setbacks in your lives. How do you react? You've got to get back up and get going and get through the tough times, no matter how hard it is. That you've got to keep yourself going, really.
Okay, this has nothing to do with sports, so saying that is this question.
Oh, you put me on the spot again.
What is the one question that you would never answer?
Do I like my wife's stacking of the dishwasher?
If you refuse to answer it, I think it gets the answer. Oh dear.
No, that's a question. Yeah, I'm sure she'll love it.
Just don't. You're aware this things get sent all over the place, so you better hope she doesn't listen.
It'll be alright.
Sure, she's gonna start questioning you about that.
It'll be alright.
What's gonna happen? You might wind up on the couch.
Yeah, probably.
For a week.
If I'm lucky. That might be
What, you have a doghouse?
Possibly. No, I don't have a doghouse, but got a good garage.
Oh dear.
This has been number 11.
Oh, number 11. Okay. Skipping question 10.
Yeah.
We have some photos that we wanted to share with you. We want you to tell us about the photo and what that time of your life was like. Okay.
That's good. Oh, well, yeah.
I'm afraid it looks like the printer gave up on colour.
No, that's fine. Do you want me to hold it up for the camera? Or yeah?
Can you just...
Yeah, please.
Yeah, possibly one of the best days of my life. Wife. Yeah, she's amazing. She's my rock. As you can see how happy we are in that photo. We unfortunately had to postpone the wedding for a year because of COVID.
That thing. I figured that thing was coming up.
Yeah, so we had a great day with family and friends. Wasn't too big a wedding. Had about 80 guests, but just enough, and everyone had a good time. Yeah, so many memories from that day.
This one's got me nervous.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a hospital picture. That's never a good sign.
So hold up for the camera. That one fractured my metatarsal.
Isn't that a bone in the leg?
Bone in my foot. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was. Sometimes you get lucky and you don't need surgery to correct it, but.
And guess what happened there?
Yeah, I needed surgery, so they. I don't know if you're squeamish or if you want to know, but they drilled a screw in the outside of my foot down the bone to help.
I watched Operation Ouch. I actually watch things.
Oh, rather you than me. Freaks me out a little bit.
Okay, this one's slightly less squeamy.
Oh yeah, good times. She's scored for Walsall. Last season, great times here with the fans. That was after Wimbledon, I think it was, when I went around the keeper.
So what's with the celebration? You quite often do this. Is there a reason behind it?
Obviously initials DJ Danny Johnson.
Of course, yeah.
Probably I've not really got probably got two left feet on the dance floor. Not really got any rhythm with any music, so that's got nothing to do with being a DJ or anything like that. Just literally initials, and I think when I was at Luton Orient, that's when it really took off. The commentator was it's the DJ, and they made a thing of remixing because I kept scoring, so that just was born out of that, and then ever since I've just rolled with it.
Fair enough. Last one.
No, that's adorable.
Oh yeah, little Rosie. Yeah.
So cute.
Like I say, wedding day, best day of my life. That was an absolutely amazing experience. My wife, during birth, she had a bit of difficulty. I hope she doesn't mind me saying, but she was amazing, and she got Rosie here. Absolutely perfectly. So, she's growing up really quick now, and just love holding her. As you can see there, the happiness on my face. The joy.
She's so tiny.
Oh, she's so tiny there. She's not so much now. She
grew a bit.
She's a milk monster, so to speak, and she's just started weaning.
Teeth.
Yeah, coming through, crying a lot.
Well, it's painful.
Oh yeah. Tell me, I've seen it on her face.
But I mean, she literally had nowhere for the teeth to come in at first.
Yeah.
When you're a baby, so you can imagine what the teeth are doing.
Yeah, they're coming through. Believe me, they're going to start coming soon. She's obviously bless her. She's you can get stuff to try and help it now, can't you, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
it's like sticking their pacifiers in a fridge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And chewy stuff.
Chewy stuff. She's on there.
Not table leg stuff.
No, absolutely not. Anything like
She's got to play football. How did you find the differences between playing in England and Scotland?
Yeah, it was a big change really. Obviously, I've come from non-league. I was at Gateshead for a bit and then jumped up to the Scottish Premiership, which was a massive thing really. You go from playing in front of crowds of maybe 1,000, 2,000, a few thousand if you're lucky, to then playing against Celtic, Rangers, the big giants on TV. And luckily I scored in those games, so I've got really, really fond memories of Scotland.
Are you finished? Okay, just checking because don't want to interrupt anybody. You never really settled for too long at any of your clubs. How do you find moving around the country every few years, and what impact does it have on you and your family? Well, obviously, Rosie's probably too young to know what the heck's going on.
That's football. I don't think I can ever get too settled. I plan to move to Scotland. I bought a house. My partner, she moved up there. She got a job. And then things change in football, and they can change quickly. And then we had to move. Luckily for me, we've had some great experiences in life together, moving around. We've really enjoyed it. Not many people can say that they've lived in different areas of the country, seen different ways of life, different people, different cities, and I think in football you get the luxury that you've got that possibility that you can move around often, especially playing in the low leagues of England. That's more common to move around, but not. Obviously there comes a time when you will move back home, but for now, no, we're really enjoying experiencing different things around the country.
Okay. You then returned to England with
Leighton Orient.
And Mansfield?
Yep.
How do you look back on your time with those two clubs?
Yeah, complete polar opposite, I would say. Moved down to Leighton Orient, started doing well, and then obviously the C word, the COVID came along. Season got completely postponed. Yeah, so you can imagine me and my wife. Oh, that doll's not coming through. Alright, they've just been lively in the canteen.
Sounds like they're more like they're getting violent in there. Oh, that's not the case.
That's just some macho lads in there trying to show off to each other. Yeah, so Leighton Orient, yeah, it was completely polar opposites really. Really enjoyed it down there once we got going after COVID. So yeah, it was really good, scored loads of goals. And then obviously I wanted to move. Living in London away from family was difficult really, especially during COVID. So the opportunity to move up to Mansfield came, who obviously wanted to go and do well in the league, and it was close at home. So I couldn't really say no to that. Unfortunately, that didn't work out.
Okay. Random question time. Has
Okay.
nothing to do with
Put me on the
sports.
spot again.
Okay. If you were to host a dinner party and you could invite 3 people, one who has died, one current celebrity, and one cartoon character, who would you invite and why?
Well, cartoon character, I'm going to have to say Peppa Pig, because the little one's just got on Peppa Pig.
Okay.
She's a bit mischievous, so I'll imagine her face lighting up. A celebrity. Oh, celebrity. Definitely not Piers Morgan, probably.
Yeah, maybe no one with a history of saying things they should not.
Yeah, would make it interesting though, wouldn't it?
You have a kid who's
Yeah.
who's young enough to be able to pick up her first word.
We've got Peppa Pig there, so we're alright. She's distracted by Peppa Pig. Celebrity. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to say Ronaldo for how driven he is. That's a celebrity, and someone who's died. Oh, I'm trying to think. We'll go for 2 of my grandparents. Have another meal with them. That would be nice.
And then get to meet their little.
Yeah, luckily, my grandpa. Funny story, really. I don't mind sharing it. Luckily, we managed to take Rosie back to meet my grandpa before he passed away. And I came up with the idea that whilst he was in the wheelchair, that I would get my dad to push my grandpa whilst he was pushing the pram, and his face completely lit up. So that was nice.
Okay. Time for a rather interesting game of Would You Rather. Nothing weird. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, go on. This will be fun.
Night in or night out?
Night in.
Well, obviously.
Night in.
Beach holiday or city break?
Beach holiday.
Okay. Would you rather talk to animals or speak every language?
Speak every language.
Okay.
Definitely. I tried to learn Spanish and it was so difficult.
It was
Yeah, I'd love to learn a language, sure.
Okay. Would you rather explore space or the bottom of the ocean?
Space, by far. Fascinates me. There's
Yeah.
got to be something out there. What do you
And plus,
think?
neither have oxygen, so no.
Yeah. What would you?
Probably bottom of the ocean because you don't have to worry about being sucked into a black hole.
That's a good point.
Fair enough. What happens if there's a shark in there?
Don't just stay away from it.
Exactly.
Or don't go in an area with sharks.
Exactly.
Simple as.
Yeah.
And plus, wouldn't the pressure of being that deep be too much for a shark?
Possibly. No, I'm not going there.
There are sharks that can survive the very depths of the ocean, but they're few and far between.
Good question. Well, I'm going to space.
Okay. Would you rather go forward 200 years and see your future family, or go back 200 years and meet your ancestors?
Oh, that is a great question. So now I would say I would like to go forward because I would like to see Rosie's family
In a
in
way.
a way, but then we've got a christening gown in our family that we've managed to trace back to 1880 roughly, so over what's that, 140 years now. So maybe I would like to go back to see where it started, possibly. I'm very torn on that one, to be honest. Very torn, so I'm going to sit on the fence, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
After a spell at Mansfield, you joined Walsall on loan and got off to an amazing start. How do you look back on your first few months at Walsall?
Yeah, it was amazing. Simply, like, I can't, the way I came in with the lads, the fans, how I was performing, scoring goals, it was absolutely amazing, to be honest, and I really loved that 6-month spell. It was a shame it was only for 6 months, really, but yeah, I can't speak highly enough of that spell.
Was you relationships like with the manager Michael Flynn?
Michael Flynn.
Yeah.
Michael Flynn.
I believe he's done one of these interviews, has he, with yourself?
Yes, he
last
was
year?
our first interview here.
Yeah, I got on really well with him. For me personally, is what I needed at that exact time. Maybe you go back to your earlier question about what went well so well at Gisborough. The manager at the right time. Yeah, he was brilliant for me after Mansfield not really working out. It was really good to come here, and he just left me. He knew I knew when I had performed and when I hadn't performed, and he'd obviously make a joke of that, and obviously would laugh about that. But knowing fine well that I would pop up and get a goal and get a result for the team.
These guys are always joking around with each other. Most of the younger ones poking fun at the older ones.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm in the old category now. So
You get poked at, poked fun at.
not so much because don't go for me. Don't go for me. They're not. But no, yeah, it's a good group of lads, as you can hear, and they're all laughing and joking around there. So
And raising a ruckus.
yeah, that's.
I hope all that your plates are still intact.
I hope so, because I need some food sometime.
You then returned to Mansfield last January after such a good time on loan here. Did Walsall try to buy you in the January transfer window?
Yeah, Walsall definitely tried, and I definitely tried to come back.
But Mansfield went no.
But that's football, unfortunately. Yeah, you can't really say too much about that because Mansfield, obviously, they had their own intentions, and sometimes in football they don't match up with yourself. So people pulling in different directions, and yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't get to an agreement for me to come back as much as I tried.
On the 19th of April 2013 on 23, which was this year, a few months ago,
Yeah.
literally a couple of months ago today,
Yeah.
Michael Flynn was sacked as manager of Walsall. You then signed for Walsall a few weeks later. Were you nervous about rejoining the club after the manager had just been sacked?
Not so much, no, because obviously I know the manager in charge now. He was part of the staff last year.
Did we talk to him?
Matt's been on
Our
the podcast
second
too, yeah?
time?
Yeah, like I say, you hear the lads, it's a really good group of lads, and I know people always say it's a really good group of lads, but yeah, there's no cliques here. Everyone gets on. That was quite a big part, that fitting in, and yeah, the fans, the way the fans took to me last year, that I felt happy and comfortable here. And sometimes in football, I've maybe moved when I was happy and I shouldn't have moved. And I think as you get older, you get more wiser, and you know when what the right thing is to do. And obviously, yeah, I've come back to the club.
Matt Sadler then became Walsall manager. What did Matt change about the team after he became manager?
Well, I think every manager's got the different ways about going about things, about training methods and stuff like that. So difficult to put a finger on everything, but obviously there's a lot of things that have changed from manager to manager, regardless of what club you're at, this club, another club, and that's part and parcel of football. To be honest, you've got to adapt to different ways of doing things.
How does Matt try to get the best out of you?
Well, I think he knows that I'm a poacher, and he wants me to work hard, and that being a poacher sometimes is a bit difficult. But obviously, yeah, you've got to adapt, and you want to give your best that you can day in day out in training, going into every game. So regardless of what club you're at and who's in charge, different things happen, and then obviously you need to adapt and try and get the best out. But firstly, you get the best out yourself. How do you get the best out yourself for that situation? Yeah, that's the main thing, really.
So, some Walsall fans have gotten in touch with some questions for you.
Yeah.
You up for that?
Yeah, let's go then.
Okay. The first one comes from David Green, who asks, in your loan spell here, you played lots and scored lots of goals. At the moment, you're not starting in as many games.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is?
Different scenario, different situations. Good question, very good question. Yeah, as you can say, start the season off well, and then Freddie's coming into his own, and Freddie's done brilliant. Change of formation, it happens. If you're playing one up top and Freddie's scoring every week, what can you do? So yeah, I'd say I'll put it down to that, really.
Our second and finally last question from our fans,
Yeah.
from your fans. Okay, it comes from Liam Smith. Liam Smith? Okay. I hope I did not get your name wrong. I apologise if I did. Who asks, are you happy at Walsall and playing for the manager?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
What a question that is. Obviously, you want to play football week in, week out. Obviously, it's going to be difficult when you're not playing, because you've got a squad of players. Everyone wants to play every game. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a footballer. You would have packed it in. But yeah, obviously, you've got to keep going. I've been through it enough times that football changes very quickly, and you've got to keep yourself ready for when things change, and make sure you take your opportunity.
What do you need to do to get back into the team and playing every week?
Work hard. Keep working hard. Keep doing what I do best. And football, things do change, and they can change very quickly. So yeah, you've got to try and keep positive, and know that this isn't forever, and that things will change. And when things do change, like I say, you've got to, you get rejected and released at a young age, and you've got to pick yourself back up and keep going. You've got to keep going, and if you don't, then I wouldn't still be at this level now. Yeah.
At the time of recording,
No.
you are currently 5 points off the playoffs in 15th place. can Walsall make it to the playoffs this season, and how can they push themselves up to the table?
Can't see why not. Can't see why not. See, this is the thing with League Two. I've played a few years in this league now. Anyone can beat anyone. We've been beaten by teams below us, but we've beaten teams above us. So nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. So I can't see why not. Many teams have got promoted from this league from being consistent and sticking together as a group, and bit of consistency. And like we've had 3 wins in the last week, that's been fantastic. That's lifted us back up and got us closer towards the playoffs. And going into the Christmas period, let's get some more results.
Okay, time for an interesting topic. This is okay. This is interesting. This is okay. What do you want to do when you retire from football?
Yeah, so this is a question that many footballers dread, and when
I hope it's okay.
Yeah, when that time comes, obviously you've got to start preparing. For many years, all you want to do is play football, but recently, over the last maybe 4 years, I've got an interest in property, and Homes Under the Hammer are series linked, and I'm working through the backlog of that at this moment in time. So I've started a property company on the in the background, and I am developing that as I go. So I would like to maybe star on the Homes Under the Hammer one day, like the under.
Okay, every week on the podcast, we like our guests to ask questions to one another.
Yep.
So we get a guest to ask a question, but they have no idea who the question is going to be for.
Right, okay.
This week's question comes from our previous guest, who is Wolves legend Steve Bull, and he asks, have you ever got drunk before a match?
Well, you've asked the wrong person.
So the answer is no.
I don't drink.
Okay, then we're good.
So the answer's no.
Okay.
Yeah, never got into drinking. Don't know why, just never did.
Yeah, he asked this because he's told us a story about the time he did.
Did he? I
Yeah.
can imagine.
New Year's, apparently. He got drunk.
Did he?
And he had a nasty hangover.
Yeah, did he?
The day of a match.
Uh-oh, trouble.
Yeah, he sobered up about halfway through.
Did he?
Different era as well.
See, I struggle playing football sober, never mind drunk, so...
Okay. Could you do the same, please? Can you think of a question for our next guest? But we aren't going to tell you who the guest is. The question can be anything you want.
Ooh.
Doesn't even have to have anything to do with sport.
Oh, that's a difficult one. If you could yeah, probably what is your favourite cheap meal? Like a naughty meal like pizza or takeaway, what is your go-to?
Yeah, your favourite.
Yeah.
What's your favourite cheap meal?
No one will know, but it's a local delicacy back in Middlesborough is a parmo.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to research afterwards. You'll have to stick it up. Chicken parmesan and chips. So it's like a breaded chicken, a scallop breast, with white bechamel sauce on top, and then cheese on top, and
lots of chips.
lots of calories. Lots and lots of calories.
Who cares?
Who cares when you're eating it? Oh, but you do get a portion of salad at the side, so it does.
There's some goodness there. If you've
somewhere, but that's my go-to.
We're not going to ask you if you've had any of that recently, because they might hear and you might get your ear chewed off.
No comment.
I would just like to say a big thank you again for everyone who listens to our podcast. We really appreciate it. Please continue to leave reviews and pass our podcasts on to your friends and family. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today, Danny. We really enjoyed speaking with you, and it means so much to us as a podcast, as a school, and a podcast. We have the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
We have one.